guys, welcome to a new game. This game just came out this past week. It's by Obsidian. It is very much in alpha and still in development. It's called Grounded. I started playing this I think yesterday, just for about an hour or two. It's very similar to other survival games out there. So if you've ever played games like Rust or anything along those lines, which I actually stream Rust, so this game caught my eye pretty quickly. However, this is strictly PvE. So what I want to do is show you guys a little bit of gameplay today, see if you guys might be interested in it. So what you guys are going to see coming in here is you're pretty much a shrunken teen. As you guys can see here, it's very much like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. However, it is still buggy. Just to give you a warning, if you guys run into a scenario where stuff isn't working, it is still, as I said, very, very, very much buggy because the game is not done. But you can still dive in and give the game a test. The one thing I am running into right now that is, I want to get things a little set up before I did the video, but one of the things I'm running into right now that I'm struggling with is the purpose. So I don't know where the game is driving you. In Rust, while there is somewhat of a PvE element and the survival is extremely important, it thrives on PvP. This is survival. You need to drink, you need to eat, you need to build a little base, as you can see right here. I don't even have the ability to build a roof at this point, but I walled myself in here so I can't get hit by certain animals. And by animals, I mean insects, because that's pretty much what comes after you in this game. I struggle with having an idea of like what I'm supposed to be doing. So the game does give you quests. As you see, I'm sitting here eating some mushrooms because you have to eat. The food and the drink bar are down in the bottom left of the screen. And what I'm looking for right now is pretty much what's going to be next. So if you come in here, you have your inventory. A piece of advice if you play, hack at anything you come across, because you may not realize what something is until you hit it down a few times. I've struggled crafting a few things because I just don't know what I'm supposed to be hitting. Like, for example, when it comes to building your base, you need to have certain things that go into like your wall and your door, and you need weed stems. And I'm like, weed stems? So I went to a weed and it said you needed a higher piece of equipment. And I was like, that don't make sense. Turns out you can hack down a dandelion. You hack down a dandelion, you get the weed stems. Alright, and pretty much what these will do is they build the frame around the door with the weed stem. You definitely need a workbench, just like you do in Rust, for those that have played it. It helps you build some of the higher end items. In this case, it's going to enable you to build anything that is like armor related. You have your food. I don't know why a fiber bandage is under snacks. I'm assuming that'll be changed to something like medical, because it's kind of confused because it's got snacks and it's got the medical sign right left to it. This is also where you build your water storage. And then you have all your different tools, which also includes weapons right now. So you see right here, you build a club that stuns people. You can build arrows that you get from mixing like gnats and thistles. I haven't found the thistle needle yet. I don't know where it is. Can't say I've tried too hard in time trying to find it, but I have hacked quite a few things out there. One of the nice things in here is there's these little science sections that you can hit that will analyze stuff for you and tell you stuff it builds in pieces. So you can see right here, I have a few things here with woven fiber that I know it goes into, but there's also some things I don't know that it goes into yet. But this is pretty much an element that comes into play with almost anything you build that is tool early on. It's quick and easy to build. I have the pieces. You find this just from hacking stuff down in the wild, and you build it, and that's it. So inventory management is definitely important, which is why you want to get a base down. If you come down here, you'll see I have a little storage container. And that right there that's hitting me is probably a gnat. They're so annoying. It's just like real life. They come flying around at you, and they poke at like your eyes, even though they're not actually poking at your eyes. It's just like real life. They fly and they buzz around your eyes, being a nuisance. I don't even see where I get it from. Alright. So if you come in here and you look in here, and you can see everything that I have stored. Alright, so you have to be cautious because there's a ton of different bugs in the area that will try to kill you, specifically spiders. I'm going to warn you now, guys. If you are afraid of spiders, They literally have something in this game that will shrink them down so they don't look as intimidating, because they are big. And they come at you, you'll get a threatened heightened state, and you'll be like, ah, crap, there's a spider chasing me. And then you gotta run in the other direction. You see right here, I got bugs in the area. I don't know what they are. Look at this. Like, who wants to see this? No one wants to see this. I don't know what they are, and they're creepy, and they're bugs. But this is literally what you go up against. Just bugs. They're everywhere. And it can be extremely frustrating to try to do things. Just like in real life, bugs flying around you as you try to get things done when you're outside. But back to the spiders. So the spiders, they will hunt you down, and they chase you, and they slow you with their webs from my experience. And it's not particularly enjoyable when they do that. Just to give you a little bit of a forewarning. Alright, so if you're afraid of them, I definitely recommend you put on the change that they have you when you start this out, so you don't have to deal with giant spiders. Look at these things. You can tell it's buggy because they're like literally halfway through my door. If I had a bow and arrow, I'd sit here and shoot them, but I can't find those thistle fibers. So what I want to do is I'm going to pull up the map, and what I want to do is try and find. Speaking of which, public games almost non-existent. I haven't been able to like join a game or anything on those lines, even though I'm on multiplayer. So you see ice caps. You get quests. So you see right here, Space Gulch. I don't know where that is right now. It's going to be one of these other areas that I have not been to. So yeah, that means I'm a little bit thirsty. So tip for being thirsty, you're going to look for dewdrops in the grass. So like right there. So if I go over there, you'll see this big thing of grass right here. See? They'll pretty much fall down, and then you're gonna die. Of course I failed, it landed on my head, it splattered everywhere. Just forewarning you, I definitely might react to some bugs start chasing me. Because they'll definitely make you jump. When all you got is a little baby spear to defend yourself. See that? That's a spider right there. There's two of them. I'm gonna nope out of there. They're literally everywhere. Like, you try to get yourself off the ground and they come and get you. It's extremely frustrating. And that's a really big hot dog. So, it's definitely beneficial to have people on here with you. If you can multiplay, I 100% recommend it, just because you can cover each other. I operate the same way when I play Rust, because in Rust, if you have friends with you, they can watch your back. When you play solo, you are definitely at a steep disadvantage, and I don't think this game's going to be any different, even though it's PvE. So if you are the kind of player that likes to like build, and games that like let you craft, things like that, this game's probably going to be for you. It's one of the reasons I like Rust as much as I do. But it takes a bit of practice and know-how to be able to figure it out. So let's see if I can. I don't want to go to the tree. So inside the tree, there's a little science facility. That's like one of the first things this game has you do. Is kind of go to the tree. You'll see it right there. And when you get there, it's one of the quests. You find this little robot dude. His name is Gargle. My wife says he reminds her of Wally. So maybe less depressing. So whenever you see that grass movement, you can see a spider out there. You gotta be very cautious. I'd feel a lot better with spear out, but the spear only does so much. I really need to get to a point where I have my bow and arrows. It's gotta be one of my priorities moving forward. So you see where it says weed here? So if I break out my hack, see. Oops, wrong button. Alright, it's your tool. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. But there's definitely gotta be a way. So I'm gonna just get to this so I can show you. Also, I want to see if it's got one of those research stations refilled. I think they refill every 24 hours. And what that does is you can like put in a piece of something that you found, and it'll tell you stuff that it makes, that it's a part of. which I'm sure you guys can probably understand how that would be beneficial to know. Because the more you know how to build things, the better. Oh yeah, that's right, I gotta do some water. Let's see. You can kill those little guys and cook them. Some delicious meat. Really big spider over there. That way. Also, you'll find like little puddles that you can sip on, which are also going to be pretty beneficial to you. So you want to keep an eye out for those if you can't find water for the puddles. Okay, there's a dewdrop. Take that real quick.
Feeling refreshed.
Dewdrops here, so we're gonna scoop this one up. So you can build these and like store them. Store the dewdrops back at base, wherever you decide to build your base. And these little things grow on the ground, they're grubs. Grubs are important, so you're going to want to be able to build a shovel eventually, and then you'll poke them right out of the ground. And they go into like different types of gear and everything, so you're going to want to keep an eye out for those. So I'm going to find this. The science station's around here somewhere. Sap is also important. Keep an eye out for that. It's a binding agent for a lot of things that you will build. Acorns are also important. Good for certain pieces of armor. You don't want to break these down when you see them. Another thing to be cognizant of is your stamina. You'll see on the bottom left that blue bar. Whenever it's full, it goes down. So you want to be cognizant of that as well, because you'll attack a lot slower when that's low. Alright, I forget where to see the spiders. Sleep over there. The game gives you a bit of a warning when you're about to be hit, so keep that in mind. It's pretty beneficial. See this right here? There's a side station. So you're pretty safe in here. Except for when you initially come in here, just to give you a heads up. Not spoiler or anything. But there is like a little robot thing you have to fight. Go check out Burgle. There's a Burgle.
Always happy to see a repeat customer.
So he's clutch. He'll give you
3 bold quests arrive each.
So I got the ones that I had the other day, and then I got Analyze Cloverleaf. So he gives you some sort of like goal in the game, which is good. And then in here there's an analyzation station. Where is it? Right here. So you get 3 charges every so often. So let's see, what have I not analyzed this? This is actually the quest, Analyze the Clover. Poncho, so you can tell. Roof. Now I know how to make a roof. Isn't that so nice? So nice. I've been wondering. I'm glad. If I get an upgrade version of that, would be nice. They always tell me stuff like that so much. He was like, sure, we'll tell you things. Here. So now you know how to do this. Now, it's Might Fuss. Armor glue and stuff to might. Interesting. So you see, it's got charge time, so you can only do these so often. I've only seen one other of these, and you'll run into it pretty early in the game, so keep an eye out for those science stations when you're wandering in, after you spawn. And then you'll end up being able to pretty much identify a few things on you. And that is key for, like, when you first start crafting, because it'll unlock certain things in here so you know what to do. So now if I go to base building, you'll see I got this stuff here. Like, odds are I'm probably going to have to build another base, because my base is really not in the most optimal position. I also can't, like, I think I need to give myself a little bit more space between my base and the, like, where I stand, because these stupid bugs just keep popping up. Come to the door, I got to fight with a soldier the other day, yesterday.
Howdy, it's good to see you. If you have any extra raw
See, I haven't found these either yet. Research cards. So I definitely got a bit of exploring to do. So let's see if we can get out here. Maybe we can find some base skulls and poke around. I'm really not too concerned if I die too much. Anything that I found is pretty straightforward and found pretty easily.
Ugh. I've had worse, I guess.
Mushrooms are going to be your best friend, by the way, when you start out. Anytime you need food, look for mushrooms on the ground, and they'll be clutch. Oops, wrong one. Let it go on the roof. See how much damage failed? See? Mushrooms? Let's see, guys. You can actually build like a little mushroom farm in your base. Another tip I'll give you guys when you play this, you will get meat from like those little green things and other things you come across. So when that happens, just make sure you cook the meat because it goes bad. I had meat sit a little bit too long inside my bag, and it went bad.
That tastes really good.
This is something new. I see it. Ooh. Watch me run away in a panic because it's pretty much just going to handle. I don't have a weapon to particularly handle them. I'm assuming they give like really good stuff too. So you'll notice it starts to get dark out, and when it gets dark out, you're definitely going to be by your call it a lean-to, so you can get home and go to sleep and pretty much sleep through the night, which is kind of nice. And you can set up markers. You'll see where my base is right over there in the game, so you don't lose track of like where you are, because it can be very easily done.
Hydration is the key to performance.
Let's see if I can scoop a little more here. I definitely recommend hoarding water too, if possible. Just put it. You can build a little container at your base and put that all in there. Hurting myself. High ground is
That tastes really good.
just to let you know that too. It's really the best way to get the lay of land so you don't get jumped on by spiders and other insects. So far, the only things I've seen that really attack you are little red mites. Yeah, like mites. Spiders. And I don't know what those green things that we saw at the beginning are. First time I've actually seen those. And gnats. But the gnats don't really attack you, they literally just bump into you. Which is annoying. So as it starts to get dark out, remember to gradually walk back to your base. I want to see if we can do a little bit. I don't know where those things went. They're gone, which is good. See, I built here because I figured I could use the rock as a bit of a protector for me. So you can set up a little door. I got my door right there. We're gonna see if we can. Let's see if we can build a roof real quick. So I need. No, I want a roof. So I need weed stems. So I would need. I have those in the base. I do. See. So let's go ahead and build a piece of roof here. So you hit the spacebar. So then you right click, and you can start building it. Interesting. So I need more clover leaves, but you guys get the deal. So when you find grass pieces and weed stems, you can only carry them over your shoulder like this. So it's kind of annoying, but it is what it is. Just throw them in your base. They'll sit on the ground. Do you see it starts to get dark out? Let's see if I'm just gonna slip right out and get it out of the way.
Feeling a little low energy.
So it tells you so you can sleep through the scary time. Because you know you're safe
to
when you
recharge.
sleep, right?
Can't waste food. Can't waste food. Can't waste food. Hydration is the key to performance.
This is where I cook my meat, by the way. I don't think I have anything to cook right now, though. Alright, so you see right here I got roof started. There's always like a little morning dew in the morning dew. Alright, we need clover. This thing right here will be part of your first quest. So, a little bit of feedback. Like, I've definitely enjoyed the game. I don't know how much, unless you're really into like playing by yourself, people will enjoy this as a solo player. It's definitely something I would recommend getting my friends on. It is on Xbox right now and on Steam with Xbox Pass. I don't own an Xbox, but I do have friends who have Xbox, and I can get them on here. Should I choose to, which is nice. Alright, let's see what we can do here. We're going to go ahead and build another roof. That just looks silly, but it's going to let me do it. Huh? That's a special roof right there. If I've ever seen one. Alright, well. Alright, let's make another one. Yeah, okay. This is how you know. You know the game is very much in early stage. You can do this. And the game's like, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. That just looks silly. But whatever. Another one here. Oh, what's the other one? Roof corner. Is this what I want? Roof interior corner. I mean, even process of building cactus issues like this is just annoying. Just let me do what I do here. Yeah, see, this wants me to do it on the inside, so I would put it like in the corner. I believe. I could completely be wrong with that. But if we do Outdoor. This still looks really silly. This is the derpiest looking base. Now what? Better keep the bugs out, right? That's what we want to do. Another thing that I have noticed is like things don't grow back. So like I hacked that all yesterday. It hasn't grown back. Also, these ants don't generally bother you unless they're a soldier ant. So keep an eye out. You'll notice a soldier ant because they got mandibles. These guys will come up and just kind of look at you, like wondering what you are. But if you attack them, they will come at you. From my experience in like hordes. So now that I got this all taken care of, let's go on a quick little exploration to a different area that I haven't been to, just to show you guys a little bit more of this map. So I'm down here. So I'm going to want to, let's go over here. We'll go down to the southwest. I do wish it had like a get the buzzing. Got my bow and arrow. I would take him out. Around and they're so small. Well, I got one. I'll do this real quick. So don't walk away from this because you'll overcook your food. It only takes a couple seconds, guys. See that? Done. They do, they just come and they annoy you. Look, they're just flying in the wall. Stupid gnat. Just like real life. Alright, so let me eat that real quick. Alright, and let's take a little slurp.
Feeling refreshed.
Alright, so we want to, we're just going to head a little bit southwest here, which I believe is this way. Yep. Got my handy dandy spear. Still don't know where to get thistles from. I'm sure someone's already figured it out. Probably just Google it. I'm pretty sure this is actually like almost the direction I started in. Grab as much plant fibers you can come across when you start, by the way. It's going to come in handy. Like, you'll see later, you guys. Just look at you. They're very curious. Make normal ants look very adorable. There's little squeaking noises. I think this is where you start. There's those mites out there. Let's go get some high ground real quick. Probably right by the house. They just run from you like real quick. You can eat those. Where would Space Gulch be? I'll go for that mountain. I say mountain, it's like a little pebble. Yeah. I don't even know what chasing me right now. I don't even care. Get the hell out of here. Leave me alone. It's free. It's like growling. I don't even know. I'm just going. Like I said, if you have a problem with bugs, the music will slow down. You'll stop freaking out. That's that. So if you have a team with like weapons, definitely a lot more manageable. Get 'em up. Don't know what it was. It sounded like it was like barking at me. How messed up would that be? It's like your dog. But it doesn't know it's you. Alright. So that is a bit of the grounded gameplay to start. Sorry I didn't get to show you guys too much fighting outside of my awesome spearing. Next time I'll hopefully have a bow and arrow up. I'm hoping to get some people on here, or at least be able to join a public game so we can get more of a gameplay thing. Teamwork is definitely going to be something that's important in this game. So I recommend definitely looking into that and having friends on here with you. It's going to be important. Alright, thanks for checking out the video, guys. I may take some time to stream this on my Twitch channel, which you can find me at State Games, just twitch.tv at State Games. The link will be in the description. And as always, please subscribe. As a starting out channel, it is an immense benefit when people start interacting on the videos and subscribing to them. Especially at the start is what I've learned. Thanks. I appreciate the time. I'll see you guys in the next one. We're doing a game called Guardian Tales, so if you like Zelda, I definitely recommend you stay tuned for that. Alright, signing out.